Back as a world leader, of course, you got to show strength, dominance, assertiveness on the world stage. Bianca, messaging is important as well. And the messages that Joe Biden sends to our other world leaders out there seem to be weak. From the earliest days of the Russia-Ukraine conflict, Biden made it clear the United States military would have no involvement, no boots on the ground inside Ukraine.
Yeah, and we want to actually look back, since we are covering the big Trump rally for you tonight. Let's reminisce a little, shall we? When President Trump was in office, things were much different, weren't they, folks? This was his response to Putin's threat of invading Ukraine. If you move against Ukraine while I'm president, I will hit Moscow. Direct quote there. So obviously a stark difference in those messages. And joining us now, someone who knows Donald Trump very well, former Trump White House Chief of Staff Mark Meadows, joining us tonight. Great to have you with us tonight, Mark. Thank you.
Great to be with you, and you're right. You will not hear weakness from the stage tonight. You know, it's interesting that you're focused on South Carolina, and really, South Carolina was the one, the state that made such a big difference in 2016. They had so many surrogates coming into South Carolina. It was kind of the firewall for a lot of the other people competing against Donald Trump. And what did he do? He brought South Carolina home and took it home on his way to 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue. And
they love him there, and they're standing out in the freezing cold there tonight, Mark. And obviously they want to hear. It's been a void of leadership. There is a lack of strength, as we just noticed here. And so when we get to hear from President Trump, I think it gives Americans a sense of hope, because there's not a lot of things that John and I are reporting on in the news that makes people feel safe, secure, things are going to be okay. We need to hear that, even if there is a lot of uncertainty. It seems like, well, let's say if you were advising Biden right now, what would you tell him to get out and say to give people a chance to know that the world isn't ending?
Bianca, you're exactly right. You and John have hit the analysis spot on, and I can tell you what a number of Biden's advisors should be telling him is come up with a plan. Don't tell the American people you're just going to have to live with it, because that's not a plan. And look back to what Donald Trump did. You know, we think that low gas prices were something that Donald Trump inherited, but he didn't. He made them actually low. He took oil prices lower. He made energy dominance once again something that America could be proud of. But we talk about this being a Save America rally, and I can tell you that I'm very optimistic that with the kind of leadership that we had in the White House under Donald Trump, if we will just return to those policies, perhaps even without the real leadership, return to those policies, we'll see gas prices come down, we'll see wages go up, and they would be historic. But here's the other thing, that if you don't mind me giving your viewers a little bit of color as we're going in right now, because you've got them coming in. Donald Trump is actually making last-minute changes to his speech. He's taking that big black Sharpie and he's saying, I want to emphasize this. I want to make sure that we hit this. And you'll get to hear that in real time. Now, the teleprompter guy will go crazy because he's going to have to make all of these adjustments once they hit the ground. But I can tell you, it is all about taking a real message to the American people. That's what we should be having right now from 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue.
All right, we're waiting for it, standing by. Great to see you, former White House Chief of Staff Mark Meadows. We appreciate your time.